Gabby, the happy holiday girl. Who says you have to wait until certain times of the year to get to celebrate? When every day's a holiday, we can combat stress and have more opportunities to have fun with our friends and family. Come, celebrate with me, and together we can live a holiday life. And now it's time to play a little football! Hey, what's good with you holiday lifers? It's your girl, Gabby, and this is the Happy Holiday Life podcast. And today is American Football Day. And when it comes to the gridiron, I'm talking about football. The Wall Street Journal reports that, as of 2019, an average of 16.5 million people tune in nightly to watch their favorite teams compete. With 32 professional teams and billions of dollars on the line, it's easy to see how football is America's favorite sport. And I'm about to tell you why. According to History.com, the first ever American football game was played on November 6, 1869, and it was a matchup between Princeton and Rutgers Universities in New Brunswick, New Jersey. The original sport was much more of a soccer-style sport with rules adapted from the London Football Association. And over the course of the next 7 years, football began to pick up in popularity among the collegiate students. It didn't become its own official sport yet until a separate set of rules were established by Walter Camp in the 1880s. It's because of his heavy influence in crafting the sport that Camp is known as being the father of American football. And thus we have the sport so many Americans love today. And as the birthchild of both sports, soccer and rugby, football has spread in popularity over the last 150 plus years, all around the world. ESPN.com reports that, according to the International Federation of American Football, there are 80 countries with organized federations governing the game, from China to Germany to South Africa. The hope is to spread a part of American culture, business, and competition throughout the world. ESPN.com continues to say that, in America, the NFL's annual revenues have reached $13 billion as of 2016. The league is attempting to grow that number to $25 billion by 2027, and China's vast resources and population offer an obvious market. The league has staffed a marketing office in China for a decade. We're talking about a football takeover, guys. And what's amazing about the sport is not only has it infiltrated our small screens on Mondays, but it's also there on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. With the exception of probably Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I think we get a 2-day break from football to watch other things before it resumes again. But our big screens love football as well. There are so many all-time great football movies for the sports lovers around the world. More than 170, but nobody's counting, including great comedies like The Waterboy, all the way to movies that leave a lasting imprint on you, like Rudy, which is apparently the equivalent of The Notebook for men. Which honestly, guys, for me, The Notebook is a major tearjerker. I love it, actually probably my favorite romantic movie of all time. But according to RollingStone.com, Rudy does the same thing for guys, maybe in a different way. It just leaves you guys feeling really great, maybe on the inside. I don't know, I'm not a guy. But still, Rudy is apparently the football movie to watch for the sports lover in your life. But I digress, back to the facts. Football wasn't originally meant to be a paid player type of sport. As part of amateur athletics clubs, money was supposed to be out of the equation when playing the game. And honestly, guys, this is still an issue in the amateur sports industry, aka collegiate sports. Just pay the players, guys, and let's move on with our lives. They deserve the money. They bring so many eyeballs, but that's a whole nother topic. According to Pro Football Hall of Fame Online, the first official professional football game took place on November 12, 1892. When William Pudge Heffelfinger was openly paid $500 to play the game, something that at the time the sports rules prohibited. Thus, professional football got its start. And although $500 may not seem like much to sneeze at now, there are still plenty of people today in 2020 who would love to get paid an extra $500 to play football. And back then, that $500 wasn't chump change, guys. It was worth approximately $12,758 in today's money. ProFootballHallOfFame.com continues to say that by the 1880s, most athletic clubs had a football team. Competition was heated, and each club vowed to stock the teams with the best players available. Toward this end, some clubs obtained jobs for star players. Others awarded expensive trophies or watches to their players, who would in turn pawn their awards, only to receive them again and again after each game they played. A popular practice was to offer double expense money to players for their services. Since football players were supposed to be amateurs, these practices were questioned by the Amateur Athletic Union. But for every tactic declared illegal, a new one was developed. I guess some things never change. But what mostly has changed throughout the years is the toughness of these football players on the field. I mean, playing football with the pros really hurts. According to PopularMechanics.com, a defensive back's mass combined with his speed, on average 4.56 seconds per 40-yard dash, can produce up to 1,600 pounds of tackling force, according to Timothy Gay, a physics professor at the University of Nebraska and author of The Physics of Football. That's literally the equivalent of an adult female cow that is mad at you because you messed with her baby cow, charging you. 1,600 pounds! Yikes, come on now, that really hurts. Speaking of heavy hitters, we all know that defensive backs can pack on the pounds. The heaviest hitter in the history of the NFL is Aaron Gibson. He's retired from the sport now due to excessive injuries. The defensive backs hit hard, guys, not playing. Fanbuzz.com says that Gibson weighed in at 440 pounds in high school and holds the NFL's record for heaviest player at 410 pounds. Gibson played in the NFL with the Lions, the Dallas Cowboys, the Chicago Bears, the Buffalo Bills, and the Arena Football League. And now it's time for our activity of the day. Get outside and play a game of American football. You most likely aren't playing with 400-plus pound men, so you'll most likely be okay. And it'll be a lot of fun, especially if you play a slightly altered version of flag football. It's a bit safer, but it's still the same concept and a lot of fun. But if going outside just isn't really your thing, then it's okay. Turn on your movie streaming service and check out a football movie tonight. Like I mentioned, Rudy for inspiration and The Waterboy for laughs. Get to it. So, there's only one question left to answer. Are you in love with American football? Head on over to happyholidaylife.com to leave me a voice message of how you celebrated today. You might hear yourself on a future episode. When you're there, you'll also have the opportunity to join Club Holiday. There you can sign up to receive a free monthly calendar full of fun activities for every day. If you like my podcast, please be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcast from. You can follow me on social media by using @AHolidayLife on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, and @TheHappyHolidayLife on Instagram. Keep celebrating the holidays, stay safe, and live a holiday life. I'll talk to you tomorrow.